Good morning to all of you. I am Dipannita Adhikary, a student from the current batch of GSCM, the Global Supply Chain Management. We have here with us Professor Rajesh Agrawal, who is the chairperson of one-year MBA program. We have Professor Chandrasekhar, who is in charge of Center for Supply Chain Management at IIM Udaipur. And we also have Ms. Tanu Bhatt ma'am, who is representing the admissions team for IIM Udaipur. Welcome to all the panelists as well. Now I would like to hand over to Professor Rajesh to walk us through the GSM program. Meanwhile, we'll wait for 3-4 minutes and then we'll start with Professor Agrawal with the walk through the program structure.
So good morning and welcome participants. We'll just wait for another 3-4 minutes and allow more participants to join before we begin. Thank you for your patience. You're on mute.
Welcome to all the participants to the webinar of IIM Udaipur's Global Supply Chain Management Program. I am Dipannita Adhikary, a student from the current batch of GSCM. We have here with us Professor Rajesh Agrawal, who is chairperson for one-year program at IIM Udaipur. We have Professor Chandrasekhar, who is in charge of the Center for Supply Chain Management at IIM Udaipur. And we have with us Ms. Tanu Bhatt ma'am, who is from the admissions team. So now I would like to hand over to Professor Rajesh Agrawal to walk us through the program structure.
Thank you very much, Dipannita, and a very warm welcome to all the aspirants who have joined this morning to understand more about this program. So I'll talk briefly about the program, and please, as you have any question as we discuss, please key them in Q&A section of the screen that you see. All right, moving forward. So very first question that comes to your mind, Dipannita, next slide, please. The very first question that comes in the mind of an aspirant is, why should one consider joining this program on GSCM. We believe it's a unique program and the only program in the country of quality which combines management education with the global supply chain domain. And that's what we believe makes it a unique program. I will talk more about the institute. IIM Udaipur is a leading academic institution, not only nationally, but internationally. And this program has been conceptualized and delivered through a significant amount of industry involvement and interaction. And that's what also makes it unique. We believe these three are the most important reasons why this program is a credible program in global supply chain management. Next slide, please. It's a 12-month long program, a full-time program for experienced professionals. The first batch started in 2013, and currently the 10th batch is in progress. And by now, a total of 166 persons have graduated from the supply chain management program and are occupying senior, middle level to senior management responsibility in the industry. And the reason why initially we admitted very few candidates because we wanted to be sure about the program's acceptability in the market. But I'm happy to say that the program is very well accepted in the industry. And now we have increasing size of the batches. Next slide, please. It's important if you consider joining a program anywhere to understand what are the credentials of the institution. I'm happy to mention that we have been ranked in the top 100 by the Financial Times, daily, which is published out of London, in the Global Masters in Management ranking for 4 consecutive years. It is, in any case, hard to be present in top 100 even for 1 year, and we are present there for 4 consecutive years. There are very, very few institutions, less than 4, who are present there for 4 consecutive years in the country, and that makes us very proud. Likewise, we are present in the QS World University ranking, another very prestigious ranking, for the 3rd consecutive year. And we are the youngest institute in the world to receive an accreditation by AACSB. We received this accreditation when we were only 8 years old. And just to mention to you, there are only 5% business schools in the world that enjoy this AACSB accreditation. The reason I'm talking to you about the rankings and the accreditations this morning is to tell you that whatever we do with a sense of high quality, with a sense of excellence, whether it is recruitment, admissions, program delivery, or placement. And these rankings and accreditation is a testimony of that excellence. Next slide, please. You may have a question about a few of the program-related issues. So those of you who graduate from here get an MBA degree. It's a 1-year full-time program. It's an on-campus residential program. And to be able to apply in this program, you have to have at least 36 months of full-time work experience. Also, to be able to apply in this program, you have to have a valid either a GRE score or a GMAT score or a CAT score. And you must have finished 3 years of university education to be able to apply this program. One question that many participants have always asked, what is the minimum cutoff I need to have in GRE, GMAT, or CAT? The answer to that is simple, that we do not have any specific cutoff in mind. We evaluate the profile of the candidate in totality. And if the admission committee believes that you shall benefit from the program, then we offer the admission to the prospective candidate. Going forward. Next slide, please, Dipannita. Yes. So here is the broad content of the program. When the participants join in the very first term, they are exposed to the fundamentals of business management. So you do courses on accounting, finance, marketing, the whole host of functional area courses in the management field. Then in the second term, you are exposed to the supply chain specific management courses such as procurement, logistics, and artificial intelligence, etc. And there you get to apply what we have learned in the first term in general management courses in the supply chain domain. Towards the end of the program, you have series of elective courses to choose from, but you also have an industry project, a live industry project which has a problem faced by the industry. You get an opportunity to solve that problem during that project. This is broadly the design of the course. Moving forward. Next slide. Yes. So given the fact that IIM Udaipur attaches a significant importance to the issues of global supply chain management, the institute has set up a Center for Global Supply Chain Management, which is currently headed by Mr. Chandrasekhar. So now I would like to invite him to talk to you more about the center's activity and how the center then helps the one-year MBA program in its design and delivery. Over to you, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Thank you, Rajesh, and thank you all for joining us in this webinar. Dipannita, can we go to the next slide? Like Rajesh said, the Center for Supply Chain Management was established in 2019 with a vision that essentially covered three aspects. One was to develop leaders in the field of supply chain. Two was to participate in practitioner-oriented research. And three was to develop cases and other material which could not only feed into our curriculum, but could be made available to other business schools in India. So these were the three essential components of the vision statement which was formulated when the center was set up. We realized very early on that to achieve this, we must get industry to involve itself in the institute's activities and more specifically the center's activities. Now, since you are people who are interested in the program, I'll talk about how we get industry participation in the program. Like I said, our vision is to develop leaders in the domain of supply chain. And for us to be able to do that, we must ensure that the program aligns itself at any point in time to the requirements and expectations of industry. And who better to tell us what these requirements are than representatives of industry itself. So we have leaders from industry participating in this program substantially. It could be in the form of lectures, which will be a part of some core supply chain subjects, or general talks by industry leaders on supply chain and its practices. We have a component of the program where students are required to participate in a live project. So we go to industry and get projects which will be meaningful to the students of supply chain. And the companies are also heavily invested in these programs. So through these projects, we ensure that our students are able to apply whatever is taught in the classroom into real life situations. And we have, like I said, industry which participates in this program to a very large extent, in addition to faculty mentors who also guide the students through these projects. Placement is, of course, an area where we actively work with industry so that we are not only able to get more companies to come and recruit from this program, but also to increase the variety of roles that are on offer to our students. In terms of research, we are working with industry and trying to understand what issues they are facing, which could then be taken as research projects where we will provide the analysis, the input, the analysis of data, and the solutions will be implemented by industry. So this again is an aspect where we have made strides in the last year or so. Cases again we are writing. One thing which we've introduced recently is that out of the live GSCM projects which are carried out by our students, we plan to select 4 or 5 good projects, meaningful projects, and convert them into cases which will then go back to the curriculum. So this is how we are trying to integrate various aspects of the program with the help of industry. And in all this, we are guided by an advisory board. If you look at the names which are displayed in front of you of the members of the advisory, they are very, very eminent people, very senior people in the field of supply chain. And they very actively participate in the functioning of the supply chain center. They invest a lot of time in the center. They give their inputs, not only in terms of how our curriculum should continue to evolve so that it remains contemporary, but also in terms of helping us in research and case writing. Right? So this is how the advisory board inputs into the program and guides the direction in which the center functions. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So this again is a encapsulation of what I've already discussed. So the center's role insofar as the program is concerned, it's to facilitate this interaction with industry. So the center is very actively involved in getting top leaders to come and interact, come and engage with you. And that is going to be an ongoing responsibility of the center. Next, so these are some of the companies where the 160 odd alumni who we have are working. If you look at the names, they're very, very elite companies from a variety of industries. We have people in various aspects of supply chain, operations, of course, consulting, application development, analytics, product management. We have a variety, and this variety is only increasing as the years go by. So our supply chain professionals are going to be they're exposed to a variety of roles, and it is only their aspiration which is going to be the limiting factor in terms of where they end up after the program. But some very good names. These are all regular visitors, not only for recruitment, but also the other aspects of the engagement with our program, which I've already talked about. Next, Dipannita. So like I said, these are the typical roles which our candidates can aspire to. Please go ahead. Right. Now, we want this one-year program to be a transformational journey. We want it to be a life-changing event for you, the participants in this program. So we thought a participant in the program is the best person to talk about it. So Dipannita will let us know how this program has changed the way she looks at life and the perspective changes that have happened because of the program. Dipannita, over to you.
Thank you, Professor. So I totally agree with him. In this course, actually, we have a lot of advantages and a lot of exposure to the practical industry experience. We have great world-class faculty who guide us through really good subjects, and they also mentor us in other ways. I am a part of a very rich cohort. I have my batchmates who come from very diverse background, and definitely they add to my overall transformational experience. And after that, for interview preparation and resume preparation, we have arrangements which gives us one-to-one guidance, which is catered to our own personal needs. After that, we also have regular industry sessions from the industry leaders, especially in supply chain management domain, who come and visit our campus and interact with us, which is also helpful in recruitment, but also otherwise, like it enriches our knowledge. And apart from that, we have simulation-based classes. We have collaboration with companies on real-time live projects in supply chain domain. So all in all, we are exposed to a very practical learning, and that is definitely transformational in every way. That's all, sir.
Just to add to what Dipannita said, we have various learning and development initiatives which encourage our students to look within themselves and think about what their long-term goals are. This program will possibly be your last foray into formal education. So we feel that this is possibly the last chance you will have to look within yourself and decide where do you see yourself 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line. So to bring that long-term perspective into thinking about yourself is what we encourage through this L&D initiatives. And this will be a part of the transformational experience which you will go through as a part of the program. You can go ahead. So our placements were very good last year. We had a batch size of about 37, and we were able to place all of them much before the formal end of the program. Of course, I'm not saying that is going to be the default and it's going to happen every year, but last year was good, and we hope that even this year we'll be able to continue with the same, to evoke the same level of interest in industry in our program. But we are pretty positive about our program. We have got feedback from industry where they talk about how relevant our program. All of you know that supply chain and digital are the two buzzwords in India today, and we have expertise in both these areas. So I'm pretty gung-ho about the acceptance of this program in industry. Some of the partners who have worked with us, who have given our students live projects, and I'm happy to say some of these projects have been implemented by the companies. Our students have done such a wonderful job that the companies have gone ahead and accepted the recommendation and have started implementing these suggestions which were given by our students. So it's been a very gratifying experience in the last couple of years. Yeah, Rajesh, you want to?
Yeah. So after this brief introduction about the program, I thought it's important to talk to you about, as you are thinking through, why GSCM. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, that we believe it's a unique program which combines both the general management as well as the domain of supply chain management. You get an MBA degree after 1-year program from a prestigious institution, and this program is heavily industry oriented, not only in its design, but also in its delivery, where a lot of industry practitioners come and teach in this course. And next slide, please, Dipannita. Yes, go back. And IIM Udaipur is a premier institution, and on account of the rankings and accreditation that I talked about. But what's most important is you must think what is your career priority, what are your career goals, and whether in your career goal, whether this program gels well, fits well, and then take a decision what is good for you, what is in your best interest. Next slide. So, we will be answering your questions now, and I will be inviting Dipannita to host that question answer session. But please take a screenshot of this email contact and the mobile contact. You are very welcome to contact us anytime. If some questions remain unanswered even after the webinar, please do feel free to contact us. So over to Dipannita to walk us through the Q&A section.
Thank you, Professor. So I would request all the participants to please take a hold of this information. Please take a screenshot or write it down, and you can contact us anytime for any sort of query about the admission process. I would also request the participants to please post their questions in the Q&A section and not in the chat box. So with that, we open up the questionnaire. So we have our first question from Ruhi Gupta. Is there any cutoff for GRE GMAT?
So Ruhi, as I had mentioned while presenting, that we do not have any specific cutoff in mind for GRE, GMAT or CAT. When we evaluate the application of the candidate, we evaluate them in totality, your profile, your industry experience, your scores in the undergrad, and everything put together, and then take a decision. So I would urge those of you who are thinking of applying in this program, if this program is of interest to you and you have a valid score, then go ahead and apply rather than overthinking about whether your application will be shortlisted or not. And that's the best approach I can recommend. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. The next question is from Ruhi Gupta. What will be the strength of this class this time?
So we do not have a particular number of seats to be filled or anything of that kind, but we are expecting the batch size this year around anywhere are between 50 to 60 candidates. Last year, we had 37 candidates who had joined. Sorry, this year we have 48 candidates as we speak. 37 candidates graduated last year. Current strength is 48. The next year's strength is anywhere between 50 to 60 candidates.
Thank you, sir. And then we have question from Siddharth Kumar. Opportunities for people who already have experience in supply chain.
Chandrasekhar, can you take that?
Yeah. As you know, background in supply chain is not a requirement for admission to this program. So you will have a batch where there will be some people with supply chain background and some people without. So obviously those who have background in supply chain, experience in supply chain will have a head start. But how you're able to convert that head start into an opportunity and what sort of gains you're able to make is entirely up to the individual. So yes, there is a head start to that extent because you will be having cohorts who don't have experience in supply chain. But to what effect that is put is entirely up to the candidate.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is from Kuldeep Singha. Thank you for sharing all this information. I have an experience of 8+ years working on climate change and environment programs, and now I want to pursue this course to learn the aspect of sustainability in the global supply chain management, and that is a need of an hour for the industries to ensure net zero commitment. Should I apply for the same considering my experience and years of experience?
Yes, definitely. I think you should look at applying for the program. And as you say, the area in which you're currently involved is the current flavor. Everywhere we hear talk about sustainable supply chains. We don't have dedicated courses to this, but we do touch on this aspect in various other supply chain programs. But what we are looking at is IIM Udaipur is going to be involved in research in the area of sustainable supply chains, circular economy. And what we have in mind, which could possibly happen when your batch comes in, is to allow students to get involved in these projects in some form. So they're able to expand their horizons. So to that extent, I think this is the right time to be considering this program. And I hope that we'll be able to offer you all these plans that we have in place in this area, especially with regard to sustainable supply chains. But yes, I think you should apply. Yeah.
If I can just chip in to say that, so it's interesting that you have interest in the area of sustainability, but it's also important to be clear that we do not have specific courses in the field of sustainability, right? The entire program, structure, course content, you can see on the website. While the issue of sustainability might get discussed in the courses, in different places.
Right.
But if your interest is only or largely to learn sustainability, then you should rethink. Because it's a program in global supply chain management, we cover everything, including conversation on sustainability in different courses.
Yes, absolutely.
The next question is from Rengarajan Madhavan. Being an 1-year fully packed program, how difficult would it be to survive the academic rigor for a student who has never been to an elite institution in the past?
So I can say that, yes, it is a program with rigor because it is 1-year program. So you have a lot to learn, a lot to catch up, also get an opportunity to improve your personality and whole host of things. But every year, the graduates who get selected are the ones we believe have the ability to withstand the rigor and they are successful. But, and rigor of the program is good for the participant. But I would invite Dipannita to talk more about it because she's currently a student right in the middle of the 1-year MBA program. So what does she think about ability to withstand?
Thank you, sir. I would like to say that the rigor is totally doable because the admissions and the cutoff and all, they decide whether you are eligible for the program or not. Also, you are a part of a peer group who are equally talented and smart, and they can also withhold the rigor. So they will push you also to, become your best. It's a total journey. It's like faculty are part of your journey. Your classmates are part of your journey. and you are given admission only if the institution believes that you can withhold the rigor and you can actually change yourself or become the best version of yourself. So if you are a part of, if you are accepted into this program, I think that you will be definitely able to manage it. Okay, with that, we go to the next question, which is from an anonymous attendee. I got rejected in the first round of application this time, though having 6+ years of experience in supply chain. Any suggestions to crack into this program if I reapply?
So Tanu can answer if he's eligible to reapply in this program again if you didn't get through in the first round. I believe you, but Tanu, why don't you take this up? Then I can talk about cracking it. But is he eligible to reapply?
Yes, he is eligible to reapply, means he can apply again in the subsequent cycle.
Okay, so even if you didn't crack it in the first round, you can. So I don't know, it's not clear whether you were not shortlisted or you got shortlisted and didn't convert your interview into a final offer. I don't know. So if you didn't get shortlisted at all, so maybe you can consider improving your score. That could be the one way of looking at the second round. If you didn't make it in the interview, then perhaps I can't say where the issue is. Then maybe you can try your luck all over again.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Tejaswini. I have an experience in product management and retail management domain. Want to understand how are the opportunities with respect to PM roles in supply chain in IIM Udaipur?
Yeah, the opportunities are on the increase. In the last couple of years, we've had companies like Walmart, Reliance, various supply chain applications development people who are offering roles in product management. So we expect that this year more companies will come with this role. So it's looking good. And I think we can be very positive about what the future holds with regard to PM roles.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Ashwin. I have around 3.3 years of experience in sales. Am I eligible for this program? Also, what will be the scope of getting a job in supply chain industry with experience in sales? Will I be treated as a fresher?
Two parts to that. Yes, you are eligible to apply for the program with 3.3 years of experience. In terms of scope of getting a job and whether you'll be treated as a fresher. Now, in the case of this program, companies that come to campus for recruitment look at it as lateral recruitment. They don't compare it with the typical 2-year MBA program. So how you're able to convince them about your suitability of a particular role depends largely as to how much you have gathered from the program. The fact that you have experience in sales will not rule you out from other roles, but ultimately you will have to convince them that you are capable of handling these roles. And considering that, like I said, they look at it as lateral recruitment, it's up to you to convince them that you are suitable. But no, it's not necessary that you will be treated as a fresher. And the fact that your experience you have is in sales will not be held against you. No.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Ruhi Gupta. Since it is a 1-year program, can one be able to pursue PhD courses afterwards with a degree?
All right, so Ruhi, let me answer this. So, with respect to the eligibility to apply in a PhD program, the rules are so unique to each institution that it's very difficult for us to generalize. The rules in a particular university may be of one kind and the rule in another university may be of the other kind. Even there is a lot of variation among IIMs. So I would urge that, you may have to contact the respective university to be able to find out whether they would consider this 1-year MBA program as an eligible one for your pursuing PhD. Incidentally, if in case you have an engineering degree of 4 years, many institutions consider that BTech degree in engineering itself as an eligible criteria to be able to apply for the PhD program. So I'm sorry, I'm not able to give you a clear answer, but I think it's again varies from university to university to be able to apply for the PhD program.
Thank you, sir. We move to the next question from Sachin. Hi, good morning, sir. Sachin, program approach in digital supply management, in digital supply chain and product marketing. Sir, so he's asking about the program approach in digital supply chain and product marketing.
I don't understand. We have courses in digital supply chain as well as on other technology subjects like your IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning. We do get live projects in these areas also, through which you are able to apply whatever you have learned in these courses. We don't have a course in product marketing. You can take it as an elective if it is available in the third term. I'm not very sure. I'll have to look at what the electives are on offer. But as a part of this program, there is no course on product marketing. But digital supply chain is substantially covered, not only in terms of theory, but also in terms of experience gathered through live projects.
Sir, just to add to your answer, we don't have direct product marketing courses, but we have adequate courses in marketing, in B2B marketing, and in just general marketing. So
as electives, right? As electives.
B2B marketing is an elective, and marketing for managers is a mandatory course. So we don't have direct product marketing, but we have other marketing courses. And yeah, we have a digital supply chain course, which actually focuses entirely on the digitization of supply chain. So that would help you. Thank you, sir. Now we move to the next question from an anonymous attendee. Please share the free stature payment processing amount pay, EMI and full. So I think, sir, he's asking,
I suppose.
Yeah, he's asking about the fee structure and the EMIs and all.
I'll take it. Regarding the fees structure, it is already been on the website. You can see on the website. Regarding your questions for EMI and full, I think that it will be better if you contact admission office regarding the mode of payment and how you can make the payments.
To supplement what Ms. Tanu mentioned, in case you are offered an admission, then within approximately 2 weeks from the date of admission, you have to make a payment of 1 lakh rupee, which is non-refundable. And in approximately 45 days time, you have to make the payment of the first installment. You are free to approach any bank that you wish to obtain an educational loan. We have a tie-up with State Bank of India, Udaipur, with whom you can also interact, and it perhaps will be easier because this program is approved by State Bank of India for scholar loan. And as she mentioned, that the amount of EMI, etc., you can find a PowerPoint presentation on our website, which talks about the details of and the contact details of State Bank of India, and you can contact them and they will be happy to tell you about the EMI. But these are long duration educational loans, so certainly there is a long period of time that you get to be able to repay these loans.
Thank you, sir. And that was the last question asked to us. So if you would like to share some more information.
Right. So just in case, if anybody has any more remaining question, please feel to ask in the next 1 or 2 minutes. So I would say again, one more thing which I said a while ago, that it's wonderful that you could join this information session webinar. In case you are interested in understanding more about our placements, please visit our website. We have an audited report of our placement shared on the website. You can download that report, which talks about the details of the placement, including the industry, average compensation, all that information about placement is available. And while making a decision whether this program is suitable for you, it all depends on your career aspiration and your career goals. But as Mr. Chandrasekhar mentioned, we are not looking for people necessarily to have a supply chain background, or for that matter, engineering background, or any specific background to be able to apply this in this course. Anybody who has interest in supply chain domain is very welcome to apply. So with that, I would like to thank all of you for joining us this morning. And I would like to thank all the panelists for being here. And there is a question as we are closing from Tejashwini.
Yeah. So we have one more question from Tejaswini. Is fair chance given to all the applicants applying in the last 2 cycles as well, or the most of the candidates are selected in the first few cycles?
Tejaswini, let me answer that question. The reason there are 5 cycles and the reason we start the admission as early somewhere in the month of July, August, and then it closes all the way to the end of February, so there is nothing called all the seats kind of are, finished in the first 2 cycles, then there is no purpose of having the remaining 3 cycles. So if you are interested in this program, I would encourage to apply as soon as you are ready with your score, without worrying about, how many seats have been filled up or not, right? So if you have a score, please go ahead and apply. And there's nothing called all the seats are taken up in the first 2 cycles. That cannot happen. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
and you can, I would request the participants that you can also reach out to the current students or the past students to get more information about the subjects and all you are interested in, and to actually understand the scope of roles offered after the program. We can also help you. And with that, I would like to thank Professor Rajesh Agrawal, Professor Chandrasekhar sir, and Professor and Tanu Bhatt ma'am to host this webinar. And thank you to all the participants. With that, we end this webinar. Have a great Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dipannita. Thank you.